All right, let's talk about what really went down at the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos. Forget the official handouts and the glossy photos. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the raw power plays, the hidden risks, and what it all means for us.
So the theme they were going for was a spirit of dialogue, a nice, hopeful idea about getting everyone in a room to talk things out. And honestly, it's a good thought, right? Especially when the people running the show are basically saying the world is facing this massive big bang of crises all hitting us at the same time.
But here's where it gets crazy. The meeting was, and I mean this literally, on fire. A fire actually broke out in the main building while all these world leaders were still inside. You just can't make this stuff up. It's such a powerful and kind of terrifying symbol for where we are right now, isn't it?
And that whole incident, it just perfectly sums up the big paradox of Davos this year. On one hand, you have this call for everyone to be calm and cooperate. But on the other hand, the world feels like it's actually on fire, and our leaders can't even seem to agree on what's real anymore, let alone how to fix anything. You know, the WEF's own founder, Klaus Schwab, said it himself. We're living through a big bang moment where everything is changing at once. So they knew the stakes were just sky high. But the real question, the one that was kind of hanging in the air the whole time was, does just talking even cut it anymore?
Okay, so let's get into the official diagnosis from the WEF. This is from their big Global Risks Report for 2026, and it pretty much sets the stage for, well, for everything else we're going to talk about. And spoiler alert, it is not a rosy picture.
So what did they say? The report officially declared that we're now in an age of competition. And hey, this isn't your friendly neighborhood sports rivalry. We're talking about a world where straight-up economic warfare, things like tariffs and sanctions, that's just the new normal. That's how the big players operate now.
Okay, but check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting and a little scary. Look at the risks they've laid out. For the next 2 years, everyone's laser-focused on economic battles and political infighting, but look 10 years out. The big monsters on the horizon are extreme weather, collapsing Earth systems, and AI going off the rails. It's like we're all fighting over the radio station while the car is literally speeding towards a cliff. That disconnect is huge.
And this chart, it just nails the mood perfectly. More than half of the experts they talk to think the next decade is going to be turbulent or stormy. So there's this real sense of pessimism out there, a feeling that things are getting more chaotic, not less.
So you might be asking, what does this whole age of competition actually look like in the real world? Well, we got a pretty dramatic and frankly kind of wild example, a geopolitical showdown over Greenland.
See, the way to think about the world now is that it's basically broken up into these 4 big groups, and they're all playing a different game. You've got the US trying to reshape everything, China defending its position, the Global South carving out its own path, and then you have Europe kind of anxiously trying to figure out where it fits in all this. And right into the middle of this messy situation walks President Trump. And he wasn't there for a friendly chat. Nope, he came to make a deal. He gets there and just drops this bombshell on everyone. The US wants to buy Greenland from Denmark. Just like that.
And his reasoning? It was pure, raw, transactional logic. He basically said Denmark owes the US for protecting them way back when. The message couldn't be clearer. Alliances aren't about friendship or shared values anymore. It's all about what you can get out of them. It's about leverage.
And don't mistake this for just random chaos. This was a playbook, a cold, calculated strategy. Step 1, threaten your allies with huge tariffs. Step 2, tell them the only way to make the pain stop is to give you what you want. And step 3, once you force them into a framework for a deal, you back off. It completely changes the game. Security isn't something we share anymore, it's something you buy.
Okay, so this new reality, it's not just something for presidents and prime ministers to worry about. It's actually forcing a massive rewiring of, well, pretty much everything. Our global economy, our technology, it's all changing. Think about supply chains. For so long, the name of the game was just in time. Get things where they need to go as cheaply and efficiently as possible. Now, the new motto is just in case. It's not about being lean anymore. It's about being resilient. It's about having backups for your backups, so when the next political shockwave hits, you're still standing.
And then there's tech. We're already moving past the whole chatbot thing. The big new buzzword is Agentic AI. So don't think of an AI that helps you write an email. Think of an AI that is your project manager. It can run entire workflows, make decisions, and basically act on your behalf. It's a whole different level. But that, of course, creates a brand new, massive risk for companies. What happens when your employees start using their own unapproved AI agents to get work done? They're calling it shadow AI. It's completely off the books, outside of any company oversight, and it could lead to catastrophic data leaks or just really, really bad decisions made by a machine.
So underneath all this scrambling for minerals, for supply chain control, for AI dominance, there's one resource we've all kind of just assumed would always be there. And at Davos, they actually put a price tag on its value to the global economy every year. And the number is, well, it's jaw-dropping. $58 trillion.
What is it? It's water. They literally launched something called Blue Davos this year, and that's a huge signal. It means that water security is now on the same level as decarbonization. It's that serious. I mean, you need it for everything, from making computer chips to keeping the internet running. So yeah, you can bet the next great global competition is going to be all about who controls the water. So you're probably thinking, great, the world is on fire and we're fighting over water. What do we do? Well, believe it or not, underneath all that chaos, there was actually a pretty clear survival guide that came out of Davos. And it all boils down to one word: resilience. It means you need a geopolitical radar, so you're not blindsided by the next crisis. It means your supply chains need to be flexible, so you can switch things up on the fly. It means you have to start managing water like the precious asset it is. And for sure, you have got to get your arms around AI governance, like yesterday, before it gets away from you.
Which kind of brings us full circle and leaves us with one last, pretty sobering thought. Remember the theme? A spirit of dialogue? It sounds so hopeful. But what if, in this new age of competition, dialogue isn't about finding common ground anymore? What if the best we can hope for is that it's just a tool to manage conflict, not to solve problems, but just to keep this world on fire from burning all the way down?